Our next speaker is Elliot Weiss from Scripps Institution of Oceanography.
Thank you, Shauna, for the introduction. Aw, drat! My face is on fire and my skin is blistering, is what I might say if I forgot to lather up with sunscreen at the beach last weekend. It's also what hundreds of tourists may say when they arrive in Hawaii next year, only to find out that the sunscreens that they've packed in their luggage have been banned. Wait a minute, a tourist hotspot like Hawaii banning sunscreens? It sounds counterintuitive. Why would they do something like that? Well, Hawaii has done this because research has shown that some of the chemical compounds present in commercial sunscreens can have toxic effects on the organisms living in coral reef environments. As the sunscreens leach off of tourist skins and into the ocean's waters, these compounds can really add up. It's estimated that somewhere between 6,000 and 14,000 tons of sunscreen enter coral reef areas each year. Now, if we hold this thought and look to the image behind me, or on your screen, it may surprise you to find out that the sunscreen-lathered tourists on the beach aren't the only sunbathers in this photo. If you look to the water, you may notice a greenish hue and some shadowy patches. These colorations are from algae, organisms ranging in size from meters long, such as giant kelp, to microscopic and invisible to the naked eye. Algae rely on sunlight as a way to produce energy, while simultaneously producing almost half the oxygen that we breathe. However, while algae are dependent on sunlight, they aren't immune to the harmful effects of UV radiation that come with it, just like the tourists on the beach. However, unlike the tourists on the beach, algae can't just hop out of the ocean and walk down the street to the local market when they need some more. So they have had to evolve their own coping mechanisms to deal with UV radiation, one of which is the ability to create their very own sunscreen molecules. In my research, I'm currently profiling a wide variety of algae, collected all the way from the frigid waters of Antarctica to the warm, salty tropics, looking for novel sunscreen compounds within them. Once I've identified interesting types of algae, I can then look to their genomes to try to figure out which genes are responsible for creating these sunscreen compounds. I can then tinker with these genes in the laboratory so that I can try to produce them on a larger level so that one day they might be used in a human topical sunscreen. By turning to the natural environment as a source of inspiration, I hope to reduce the amount of chemicals ending up where they simply don't belong. And therefore, this research is impactful on two levels. Firstly, by creating alternative ways for people to protect themselves from UV radiation and therefore skin cancer, which is responsible for more than 15,000 deaths annually. And secondly, this research aims to reduce our impact on the natural environment. I hope that tourists will be able to relax a little more on their next vacation, knowing that the way they screen just got a little more green. Thank you.